If you're struggling to get a clear picture or clear lines on an image that looks probably like this is how you're going to fix that. What we typically do is go to Cricut, upload, and we start clicking away, which is what I say is cleaning. I already can see, and the nice thing is you can preview that there's going to be a lot of blurred lines and little dots everywhere. Now, if you increase the color tolerance, it might make it a little bit better, but my go-to is 100% color tolerance and or higher or lower depending the definition of your lines. And that's why I always share color tolerance increase, because it makes your lines clean. Now, I'm going to go through with the whole design, cleaning it up just so that we can see the difference. But this happens because of the image quality, nothing else. And honestly, sometimes you can take this picture to remove background and it'll come back just the same. That does happen. Some images are clearer than others. Unfortunately, that's just part of crafting and images and quality of images if you're not getting the original. But it doesn't mean that you lose the whole project. It just means you have to get craftier than the craft. You get it? So what I'm doing and what you can do is always look at the preview. And that you can do by clicking on those top 3 buttons on the top next to apply and go to original view and the other one I can't forget. I remember, or single view, a single layer. That way you can kind of start seeing what you see is how you're going to have it cut. And the reason I say is because I've made that mistake. I save it, go make it, and then I realize it's taking forever. It's not straight. It looks funky, and there's a lot of dots. And so that's when I started researching, and this was probably 4 years into using Cricut, that I've discovered color tolerance. So here's our second go. The color increase can be found at the bottom if you're doing it from your phone after you hit select. And then you start doing the same thing we just did. Click on everything that's white. Now, in some cases, I will click everything that's black and it'll actually clear out a lot faster. But I tried it in this one, it didn't work because the lines, even though they are black and some are pretty bold, they're not all connected. So it makes it for a little bit harder cleanup. So understand that even though I share tips like that in other videos, it doesn't work for all, but there's always another way to do the same thing. So I would say for this one, keep going as I am, clean out the white parts, every single little section, don't forget it. And keep in mind, if you saw here, depending on where you click, sometimes it deletes more than it needs to. Just undo and click in another little section. That's not a problem. It's not going to ruin your picture. Just redo in another section where maybe there's better color tolerance. Anywho, so it takes a little while. I'm not going to lie. And depending on the design, depending on how fine the lines are, you may struggle a little bit, but it's really worth it because once you do this with color tolerance, you'll be able to see a much clearer picture. See here? And I also noticed here that I missed a couple spots, which is great to notice it here because you can still fix it. Once you save it, you'd have to start all over. The other thing is color tolerance on a laptop or a PC would be to the left after you hit upload. And it's kind of hidden. It's down to the bottom. You have to scroll down. And I have a video, if you need me to share it, on how to get to it on your laptop. But look at the difference in the lines. Now it's a lot more clear.